Hi everyone, it's JoJo from Mojo Dojo Plans, and today I am planning some more daily sheets for my daily planner, which I use to just help narrow things down each day so that way I'm not getting as stressed and overwhelmed with everything that's going on in my brain. I am using my printables. They are linked down in the description below, and today we are continuing on with some Happy Planner sticker books. So today I have Everybody's Business, Colorful Creatures in the Big, Butterflies and Blooms, classic size, Blooming Romance in the Big, and Blooming Elegance in the Big. So lots of very different sticker books in here. I think all three of the big ones are probably going to be best in my, actually, you know what, this one might be okay in horizontal. But all of these kind of are just, they're, I don't even know. Okay, vertical for sure. I feel like this one I can make work in either if I need to. But both of these, all these books are very, not, I think this is the only one that's like for whatever this would be, but these are like wedding books and then like a baby book. So this should be interesting, but we'll just use the decorations from these and we'll figure it out. So we're doing 5 pages. Let's figure this out, peeps. All right, so Butterflies and Blooms. We're going to start with this one first. This one is a baby sticker book, but it is really pretty. I wish this book was out when I was memory keeping for Nay, which I mean, I technically still am, but I wish it was out when I was doing like her little memory planner. Like I made a baby memory planner. So I really wish this was available, you know, around that time, but that's okay. But I'm just going to probably focus more on the decorations rather than some of the other things that might be in here that are more like baby specific, just because this is for my daily sheets and I don't need baby specific daily sheet things, you know. So I'll probably focus this a little bit more on just having the decorations and making it look cute. So I'm just winging it, people. We are winging it. We're here, we're winging it. We'll see what happens. So these though are really good, like this "You Got This, Mama." 'Cause I am a mama. It works. I might use these if I can't find any other full boxes to stick in here. So I'm going to come back to that. We have a little quote here. We're just winging it, peeps. Like, I don't know. We're just gonna wing it. I think these full boxes will work pretty well. I want to say all the full boxes kind of have the lines, so we'll go with these because I feel like that can work pretty well. I can make those work if I need to, kind of thing. I'm going to do this on here. It's just a little quote. I saw some blank boxes, which is great, so I can kind of change the title. I don't really need these to say reminders, so I'm just going to change the title of these to something else. Yeah, I feel like that works pretty well. Can add some more butterflies in here. What did I use this book for? There's stickers missing, so I used it for something, but I'm not gonna lie, I don't remember what I used it for. Like, was it a spread that I did for me? I don't remember. Did I use this for daily sheets already? I'm like, I don't remember when I used this book, but there are stickers missing, so I used it for something. Clearly used it for something. Okay, I'm going to add a little bit more decoration over here, but other than that, I feel like this is actually real cute and simple and easy peasy, which I think is all we need. Simplicity. Maybe one more butterfly or maybe another heart. I don't know. I'll do another butterfly. I like butterflies. Put a couple more in here just to take up a little bit more space. Okay, I think that's it for that one. So that was Butterflies and Blooms. Just a really quick spread there. But I feel like we're just going to make it work. All right, this one is Everybody's Business. This one's definitely going to be a little bit more on the functional side. I don't think it's going to have a ton of decorations, but at least this will have the functional things, you know, that a lot of the other books that I have today are lacking. So, but this really doesn't have, it has lots of quotes. It just doesn't really have any decoration stickers. So, I don't know. This is just probably going to be a very functional spread. I'm hoping to cover up the task list. So I'm just going to get a bunch of these down. And the hope is that we'll cover up the task, the thing that says task list. Because I don't need it to say that on every single one. Like, I get it. We have tasks. So I'm going to change it on some of these. Just pulling some other colors. Doing our best to make this work as best we can. Okay, so I have covered those up. That way they don't all say the same thing over and over again. I'm going to pull in some other colors. I just want it to have all the colors, really. So that's my motivation right now, is getting in all the other colors. I'm going to make my own like box section down here. It's not perfect, but I think it'll work. We're definitely on more of that functional side of things. I'm going to change that to plans / extra to-dos. We have some of these that say focus, and maybe even, yeah, just adding in a couple extra little boxes to layer with, because y'all know I love my layering boxes. Okay. Again, this doesn't have a lot of decoration. Ooh, we have these. This is our decoration. This is all we've got. So we're going to make this work. Stick these shapes in here all over the place. Kind of get some of these decorations going. Because this is the extent of the decoration that this book has. This is definitely not a book I would use on its own on a normal basis. But I feel like it's a great book. It has a lot of functional stuff, which is definitely helpful and a plus. Okay, there we go. We took all that decoration and made it into something. Now we have like all these quotes and stuff that we can do something with. We have this today's plans. Well, we're kind of coming together here. I have this big get stuff done that we can add in here. Make every day count. Let's add this in here. I'm going to stick this kind of down at the bottom. Make every day count. Lots of reminders to get all the things done. There we go. Very shape heavy. I wouldn't use this one by itself on a normal basis, but it does have a lot of functional stuff in it, which I do think is really helpful. Okay, so let's move into a horizontal, and now we're going to try for one of these books. This is the Blooming Romance. I think this one's the more decorative one. I think the Blooming Elegance is more functional, and that one's going to be, I think, the harder one. But Blooming Romance, this is a big size sticker book, but it does just have like a lot of the decorations, and it has like functional stuff. So I think we can make this one kind of work in here. We're just going to have to, we're going to have to. So I think I'm going to take, I just saw Ooh, yeah, these giant floral pieces. I'm going to use this. Oh, it's not big enough to go at the top. Well, I was going to have it go on the spine, but they're not long enough. So we'll use it down at the bottom. Oh, actually, that's good because then I don't move the page as much. Okay, so there are lots of really cute quotes. These are probably some of my favorite quote things. I just really like the simplicity of just like a big bold quote. And then they have like the flowers in them. Okay, so we have these gold ones that I kind of thought we could use in here, and then I could layer another sticker in there. So I'm going to stick these in here. Again, they are big, but I think we can make them work. So I'm going to stick them in here. I'm going to keep to the side just because this is where that's going to get punched, and I don't want any of those to kind of get in the way of that. So I have these that I could put in those holes, but I also saw some shape stickers, like even these ones could be fun. And maybe at least one of them, just to like layer just like a nice big sticker in there. We're just completely changing the layout because that's all I really can do. Just gonna change the layout a little bit. We have this important sticker because we covered up our other one. So I feel like that works out really well. Maybe we can change this other one to take note, which I just saw. So I am gonna grab this one and stick that in there. All right, then I'm going to go back and grab these, and then we'll use these to kind of cover up the little holes. So, I mean, it's not perfect, and it's not definitely not super pretty, but I feel like that's a good way to kind of cover up some of those areas that need stuff in. And now that entire area is functional, so I feel like that's not the worst thing. Having a functional, you know, a completely functional area, I feel like kind of works out pretty well. I am going to stick another quote in here. That one was a really quick spread, but I feel like that's all that needed. Didn't need to go crazy there. So I'm just going to trim off these extra little pieces. And then there we go. I feel like that's pretty decent for being a big sticker book, and this one really doesn't have a ton of functional stuff in it. I feel like that one actually kind of worked out. Okay, now we're going to do colorful creatures in the big side. This is another like baby book technically, but you know what? We're going to make it work in here because these do have really cute illustrations and stuff. So I'm going to go in with this washi strip sticker. Again, this is size for a big, so this is even too long for this page, which is fine. It's a little big. I am going to put the rest back in there because you never know. I might want to use that in the future. Okay, we have little creatures. I'm trying to see like what can I make work horizontally. We have these giant stickers, which I really could cover up this whole thing. That's actually not a bad idea. I think these are big enough to cover up if I want to just turn it. And I can cover up that whole thing. I think I'm going to do that. Let's do this one just because it has a smaller quote. It's not going to be long enough. That's okay. But it's the same width as these boxes, so that's actually really good news. And then maybe we can do something different down here, either decorations or some other functional. Oh, this is cute. That's cute. Part of me is like, I want to save those, but I'm like, for what? I do still want to go back and kind of like spiffy up Nay's memory keeping spreads because they're cute, but I'm like, they could be cuter. They could definitely be better. They could benefit from some spiffying up. We can add some quotes with this gorgeous holographic gold foil. Life is just one big adventure. And then we have this one that says the world needs who you were born to be. Okay, and then we can do some decorations, I think, over here. So we have this nice big bear, which I think is a good way to fill up some of this space over here. We have a little fox, little buddies here. We got a little mushroom, and we have a little birdie. The birdie's gonna be riding on the bear's back. And we have an owl. Boop. And I mean, there's lots of cute little animals. So we're just gonna add in a couple of them, because why not? Stick this in here. I didn't see any smaller boxes, as in like things I could layer with, so I might just be okay with not being able to really layer. Yeah, because everything else is real big in this book, but I'm okay with that. Worst case scenario, I'll add some of my boxes later when I do write in here, but I feel like that actually looks pretty cute. I actually really like this layout, and that's good to know that this sticker fits vertically and it covers up all the lines. It just doesn't hit that very last box, but it fits perfectly, like, widthwise. So good to know. Good to know. It's always good to know how things fit in different things. Okay, our last spread is back to vertical, and now we're going to go in with the Blooming Elegance. So we did Blooming Romance. This one's Blooming Elegance. This is another big sticker book. Now the difference, though, with this one is more functional. It has some decorations in it. By some, it has a very, very small, like, I think up here is really all of the decorations. Other than that, this one's definitely focused more on, you know, marriage, the lovey-dovey, all that stuff. I have this giant sticker. I'm just going to stick this in here to take up this area, because why not? I didn't want to use the Lovelace because I would rather save that one for something else. I want one of these full boxes. I just don't know which one. So again, we're really just stretching this by trying to fit these very big stickers in here, but I think we can make it work. So we are going to make it work. So we have a priority sticker, so that works. We can do an important sticker. Kind of make those match a little better. And then, like this little take note, we can kind of cover up that area. Again, there's not a lot of decoration in here, so I'm kind of just going to have to make work what I do have in here, which again is not a lot. There's quotes, but there's not really anything much else, so I'm just going to make work what I have. Important. Kind of space those out. And then we have get it done. And let's do another important. I don't know why that word is so hard for me to say. Okay. What else do we have? This is kind of decorating. Definitely how I laid this down is bothering me so much. So if you were wondering, yes, it is bothering me. It's like cricket, but it's like a weird shape. So I don't really know if that really could have been helped much more. So it is what it is, I guess. But it's definitely a little cricket. But that's why this is a daily sheet, and it's fine, and we're going to be okay with it because it's a daily sheet, and I'm going to use it for one day and then be like, okay, bye. So it's fine. We're using our stickers. That's all that matters. Okay, I think that's it. This one really doesn't have really any decorations, and I think we filled in our space, and I think That is good. So let me get these pages all punched, and then we will take a look at all the pages that we just did. Okay, so we have page 1. I actually really, really like this one. This one's probably my favorite. Page 2, functional. Page 3, page 4, and I actually really like this one too. I really like the layout. And then page 5. So there we go. Another week of daily sheets all ready to go. I so hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure to give a thumbs up and subscribe, and I hope I'll see you in my next one. Bye!